All right, guys. So we are back again with our second podcast of the year. So we wanted to tie this into content building and content-related videos that we do put out there. So I have my two favorite realtors, not.
Two favorite? Oh, I thought Inder was your favorite.
Well, Inder's just permanently favorite.
Okay.
Okay.
So we are temporary?
Yeah.
Yeah, temporary, yeah. So we've got Jazz Oberoi and we've got Maria Hussain with me today. And we thought we would come together about this particular topic because all three of us are actually very private people. So our social media accounts were like not even there a few years back before we became realtors. If I talk particularly about myself, I didn't actually have a social media account until like 2020, like no Facebook, no Instagram, no Snapchat, like absolutely nothing. So it was really, really new for me. And then Maria, what do you have to say about your social media accounts?
Like I have a private one that I just kept it private, and even the people who like followed me, like I usually go through the list and I delete, like I'm like, oh, I haven't talked to this person in a year, let me delete them, right? And so for me too, like I was very private, and then I was going back and forth, like should I turn my private one for my personal one as well? My private one for my work as well. And then I decided, you know what? No, I'm going to create a new one, right? And I never posted on that account either. Like the only time I posted was when I went like on trips. That's about it, right?
Right.
And then when I got my real estate license, like right off the bat, I joined Jazz, right? So he was always telling me like, you need to be like on social media, you need to consistently post, right? And for me being like very private to your mentor telling you need to post all the time, right? Everything you're doing, like put it on social media, which I still don't do, by the way. But I feel like gotten way better from before I was a realtor. I do post a lot on my social media, and that's because like, you know, it works, right?
Yeah.
But if we direct it towards Jazz,
Oh, mine was...
he just learned how to make stories.
Yes. So this is how bad I was, actually. Trust me, guys, I'll tell you. Just recently, literally, like, not how to post stories, like those animative stuff in there, GIF, what you call GIF?
GIFs,
These
and
words,
then
there's so many things. It's so complicated. So I learned at very beginning in my career is if you're not good at something, hire the people who are good at it. And who is better than this in social media is this youth. Like this youth.
Actually, not the both of us.
Yeah,
It's
but the youth
usually-
behind
Speak
the
for
camera.
yourself,
but
Amneet.
I mean to say the people who are in their early 20s.
I'm probably like
And,
the person next to Jazz that has no idea what the hell's going on social media.
Yeah, she's a boomer.
Because I figured that out. Before becoming a realtor, I only had a Facebook. That time, probably Instagram was not there. I became a realtor in 2016. Instagram, I started in 2019. Even on Facebook, I was not that active.
Yeah.
Randomly, here and there. If you know those days when you buy something, you post it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Just those were the things I was doing it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. You're buying it. You're buying a car. You're buying a bag.
But okay, listen to this. I have to say something. Okay, so over the last Christmas, Jazz bought, I can't even disclose a number, okay? But he bought so much stuff that if he posted it on social media, I think half of the people would probably like be like, what the hell? Because when I look at these people's shit that they buy and they post like Gucci shoes and all this crap, like it's like nothing compared to, you know, what you were doing in Christmas, right? And you were humble enough not to post that. And
No, I learned it. I learned it in a way. Like it's more. I feel like it's a show off.
Yeah,
you don't need
absolutely.
to do that. And I'm
I
not
was
saying
about to get
it's
into
just
that,
me.
yeah.
No, I'm not saying the people who do it is wrong or right. I felt it. I was doing it.
Yeah.
And then later on, I figured it out.
It kind of looks weird.
It's kind of
super weird.
What I'm trying to do here
Yeah.
is, or eating food, you checking it in the
Yeah.
place, which the hotel you're staying at, you're
Yeah.
checking into those places in the Facebook. But that time has changed too.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to give it also. How many people nowadays are on Facebook? Like I'm talking about people from your generation.
Yeah.
They are not much on Facebook.
No, the demographic is different.
It's different. So that's what I felt it. Okay, the time is now has changed.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Who thought about TikTok is going to be selling real estate?
Yeah.
When it came, it was for more like for dancing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the teen girls are dancing on
Yeah.
it or doing makeups. I remember, and somebody told me, Jazz, you have to do TikTok. I said, okay, what is this now? I just learned Instagram.
Yeah.
And funny thing is, it was almost a year. I didn't know that I cannot post a picture on Instagram through laptop or a computer. It has to be from phone. And I was telling Claudia,
Wait, but why
where is that place? Like, how to post it? The picture here. She said, Jazz, you cannot do it. I said, what do you mean you cannot do it? How you post it then? She said, you have to do it from the phone.
Yeah.
So on the computer, I didn't know that. Unlike in Facebook, you can post it in there. So
Yeah.
people of my generation,
Yeah.
we still love Facebook. It's easy.
Yeah.
But now Facebook is also kind of same. Instagram is they have his
Yeah,
stories
they're
and
very
everything.
interchangeable with each
Yeah.
other.
I just find it so funny that why would you even use a computer to upload a picture? On
Okay,
Instagram?
I'll
Like,
tell
it's
you
so
on a
weird.
side note, I'm
Okay.
a guy who don't like to type in long emails on
Yeah.
phone or doing my work, or filling up any application forms,
Yeah.
anything on phone.
Okay, yeah.
I go to computer. I like big screens,
Yeah.
having my keyboard.
Because you're a
and
boomer?
pencil.
Because you're a
Right.
boomer?
We call
Yeah.
you boomer.
No, I'm not a boomer.
Even though he's not a boomer, guys, but we call him boomer all the time.
Yes.
And
She
she's
calls me
also a boomer.
too. The other day,
She's also a
remember when I
boomer.
was doing CapCut. I'm like, oh, this is a CapCut.
It's so embarrassing. It wasn't CapCut. She was just stopping her TikTok video and then starting it again. And the whole day she's like, I'm going to do another CapCut. And I'm like sitting here, I'm like, Amneet, that's not a CapCut. But it just shows you like their generation.
Look at her, like she's
I'm like-
acting like so young, so much younger than us.
I am from a different generation than both of them.
You're literally on the borderline. So,
But I'm still from a
Yeah.
different generation.
But anyways, so Jazz, like just talking about that, I just want to ask you about like your journey, because like if we go back to your old ancient videos, some of them don't even have like names; they have just like weird YouTube IDs.
Yeah.
And then that video that you have with Jatin
Yes.
at the restaurant, going from like when you don't look like an uncle anymore, but you look like an uncle because you were really, really big back then. He's going to kill me later off screen. But, he had a lot of weight on him and he just didn't look as presentable that he does. Going from that to this as being one of the biggest, social media presence that you have in the Fraser Valley, how has that journey been for you?
Tough, difficult. Every day it is difficult, and I tell the listeners and the viewers here too, I don't like till day to come in front of a camera, and that may be surprise. A lot of people feel like I'm a very camera friendly person. I don't. You can ask my marketing team. I don't like to shoot videos. It's a burden on me, shooting videos, doing this podcast. I'm not a camera guy. I don't like it, but it's a need of the businesses, and that's what I tell other people who are listening here, realtors, any entrepreneurs. Social media is the need of the day. Yes.
Yeah.
And you have to do it. Mm-hmm. If you go back to the video you're telling me is still on my Facebook, people can go back in 2016.
It's on your YouTube channel.
YouTube channel too, and you will see the growth. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Yeah. And that's the reason I didn't delete it, because I wanted to tell the people like I didn't started this overnight or I changed or this is inborn habit in me. No, I have done the transition through the videos. The more the videos you're going to be doing it, the more confidence it will build up.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's the point here is what happens is somebody sees it. It's no rocket science. Everybody knows social media is the biggest platform and the cheapest platform out there. Yeah. People start doing it, but there's not consistency in there. They don't work consistently on it. And because of the workload we have it, how our daily routine is difficult too. And that's why I hired a full-time marketing person first, Claudia. Yeah. Because I found first, I cannot have the technology. I'm not a tech-savvy guy. Yeah. Secondly, I don't have a time to do this. Why don't I hire a person who knows it and who better than a youth? Like your generation, people do it. They know it, right? The back of the hand. Yeah. Funny thing is, the first video which I did it with the Jatin is still on YouTube. If you search it, and probably I will get more views because I don't have enough views in there too, is sitting in a restaurant and there's a music playing back.
And it's so dark, you can't even see him.
It's so dark and he's holding the phone and I'm doing a video, and that 1 minute video or minute and a half has probably taken 20, 30 takes. But I did it. Yeah. I was doing it because I could see other realtors were doing it that time. Not many were doing it in 2016, but there were people who were doing it here and there. And I could see, okay, I need to do it. I have to push myself out of my comfort zone. Right? I need to do this, otherwise I will left behind. And I didn't want it to do it. So yes, that's what the days was. And I still remember, sometimes Jatin used to hold a piece of paper with me. Not the teleprompter we were having it. So I was not having a money to buy a teleprompter. I didn't know that thing exists. And Jatin used to hold a camera with his hand. By the way, Jatin is a person, he's a very good friend of mine. He owns Curry Lounge in South Surrey. So try the food. Shout out to Jatin
at Curry Lounge.
Yeah.
It's a great restaurant.
Yes.
It's in South Surrey.
Before becoming a realtor, we both were partners. So he used to help me with because he was my free labor. And I can always call him and say, Jatin, come here, leave everything, do this for me. And he used to hold a phone camera and a piece of paper, and my eyes were going there. And he said, no, Jazz, your eyeballs are moving. You have to face it. I said, you have to put it in a way so my phone and the paper, people cannot notice it. I'm reading and talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to be thinking about like, so those were the days too. Like, and then people now see it, they say, okay, how is doing it? It's a process you have to follow. I feel like you have to do it. Nobody can do it overnight.
Yeah.
Right?
And what do you think, like Maria, in your case, like what do you think your biggest difficulty is, like even now, like posting content? Like, what is your biggest difficulty?
Yeah, I think for me, like, I don't know, like behind, like when the camera's not on, like I'm very like, I would say like goofy, and I'm very like, in a way, like I'm
sassy?
Very sassy. Yeah, that's the word.
Very,
like,
sassy, very sassy.
Sassy, yeah.
Like I have
I cannot use the word on the phone, the camera, but you are very
sassy.
dash.
We know what that word is.
Not very, you are.
Yeah,
That's
I'm a very sassy person, and I'm always like, I don't know, like I have my comebacks ready to go. Like I'm very like, I would say like not as like professional, but the minute the camera comes on, I don't know what it is. I just can't stop myself from being very like polished, right? Like I'm like, oh, I can't say this word, or I can't do it this way, right? But this year, like we're all trying to be more like raw, unfiltered, like, being the way we are, like right behind cameras as well. But for me, it was like such a hard transition because like coming from a corporate life, right? Where you're also like told like anything you say, anything you do, like, everyone's looking at you, right?
Yeah.
But now like transitioning into like people need to relate to you, right? And if you are more open and you are the way that you are, like, right, like making jokes, like, doing things like
not
normally.
sounding like a robot.
Exactly,
yeah,
right?
Not being
like
always be
like
diplomatically correct.
Yeah, and people can't connect with
Yeah.
you. They can't connect with you, right? So I think that was like so important. And now like this year I'm really trying, like, there's people that are going to relate to us more because we're being sassy, right?
Yes. And I'll say one on the same note is going to be the credit goes to all my team members, is that changing my perception also. I will always wanted to be correct.
Yeah.
Diplomatically, politically, always watching my words, what I'm saying.
He doesn't do that off screen though.
Yeah, because off screen is different, right? People, I was always thinking of as in my head is about my image, what people will think about it. Last couple of years, I started thinking of as, I still feel like sometimes.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, there was a video we edited it, met it today, and I said, don't post it. Because I feel like, this is not the right content, which I keep telling myself.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. Just do it.
Yeah, I feel like you...
Like I should have not said this thing on a camera, but I said it, so don't post it.
Yeah. I feel like you, Inder, and Maria generally have been very polished on camera. I've been like the disaster or just the person who just says it and just kind of moves on.
And it comes
like,
naturally too. From the very day I remember the first day Inder did the video.
Yeah.
He was very quite stiff.
Yeah.
Which is obviously because this was his first video, second, third video.
Yeah.
But you were naturally from the first day.
Yeah.
That this girl is just going
I
on.
personally just don't care what people think of me. I think that's what it is.
In front of camera, like people get conscious.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a camera. Now we are talking is a different thing.
Yeah.
When you are only the person facing the camera, you get conscious.
Yeah.
Podcasts are not hard, but like listing videos. Oh my God. The first.
I have ADHD though.
Yeah.
So that's why I kept messing up this morning.
Yesterday, I was doing a video in my living room upstairs, and I told my kids to turn off the TV.
Okay.
I was on one video for 30 minutes. keep shooting. And my wife came out of the room and said, Jazz, can I say something? I said, no, because you haven't recorded any single video, so don't give me a tip, okay? I didn't listen to her. I was upset because it was not coming right. And then she was sitting there and starts laughing. And I said, okay, what? She gave me a tip and it worked. I said, actually, she was telling me something, I don't want to say it on the camera. And I said, yeah. Oh, you're right, actually. See? Yeah, I'll do it.
It's so inappropriate.
So what I mean to say it is there's an effort behind it.
Yeah.
As a viewer, you feel like, okay, he's doing it, it's easy. No.
Yeah.
Till date, it took me half an hour to shoot 1 minute video.
Yeah. Our 5-minute videos that we take like for our listings, that usually takes us about an hour to 2,
good
right?
hour.
Yeah. And even though if we think it's a good take, doesn't mean the marketing team thinks it's a good take. So sometimes we have to do it twice just in case the first one didn't work out.
Or 10 times.
Yeah. And today, Amneet had to do it like 10 times.
So did you, miss? It's not like
but
you
mine, that's usual, right?
Yeah.
I usually take my time. But I was going to say something. Oh yeah, my first video that I did, it took me a day and a half to do, right? But you have to see the growth. The first video I ever did took me a day and a half to do. The great thing about that was that it was a vacant condo. So, I took my time, but now it takes us.
I remember Matty telling me the one in South Surrey you did it, and Matty came to me and said it was difficult. I said, Maria, you are sounding so perfect on the video. I'm surprised it's your first video. And Matty told me, no, Jazz, it was so difficult. It was so many takes.
It was day and a half. I didn't know that.
No. It was it day and a half?
It did. It was a day and a half, but it wasn't just like the whole day, right? Like we went there, and it was Maddie's first time doing, like before you guys were just doing a video, but it wasn't a full tour. Right?
Yeah.
That's the first video we did. It was a full tour. But I talked about like every corner of that condo. Right?
Yes.
So I was like doing research, doing everything, right? Basically it took a long time. But now if you look at it, it takes us less than an hour and a half to do a video, right? So going from a day and a half to do an hour and a half, it's a huge deal, right? And that's for all of us. Right?
I gotta ask you guys one question to tie this back in together. Do you think that and this just popped in my head because I went to the gym and somebody mentioned this. And they said, and it's funny, we meet so many people at the gym. I don't know why.
I was going to say that. Why do you always have this conversation in the gym? I go to the gym every day, but I never had any kind of a conversation.
I always do.
I don't talk to people, like nobody approach me, or maybe I'm not as good looking as you are, and people don't approach me.
This is the first time he said I'm good looking. He tells me how ugly I am all the time.
No, I don't say that.
Yes, he does.
Don't buy that, okay?
I'm telling you guys the truth, okay?
No.
He's a diplomatic one.
No, I don't say that.
But I don't know. People talk to me. Women talk to me.
I don't say that you're ugly. I said you're not a good-looking person. There's a difference between a good-looking
see,
and
that's what he
ugly.
says. Oh, and then he says worse things. He compares me to like drywall and stuff like that too. So it gets worse.
Come on,
okay?
I've never said that.
But no. Okay, so the lady that
Wait, before you tell your story, can I just say every podcast, Amneet mentions the gym once.
Yeah,
she wants to tell people I go to the gym.
People, I don't tell people can see it
They used
themselves.
to start taking the name of the gym also, so endorsing
Club
them.
16. Club 16 South Surrey. She's fit.
So
that's the place
maybe
that
they're just going to start paying you the royalty.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Are you one
Lately
of
it's changed. Now it's Club 1668.
Are you going to be one of the new influencers who's going to be...
If I can make it, you're the one who's going to get 25% royalties out of it, so you shouldn't be the one really saying anything. You should
They have a royalty in place
Maria,
in case our
okay.
podcast and...
Honestly, with all honesty, okay?
Oh shit.
You have to say this.
I'm here. I'm
You
scared.
think
I'm your business partner.
If her podcast bazook and she's an influencer, Instagram, whatever it is, and she get paid promotion, she's gonna give me 25% cut out of it.
No. She's gonna block Jazz. She's gonna block me. She's gonna block into her own husband.
No. She would be saying to me is fuck off, okay? Yeah. Don't even follow me. Don't even text me. I'm gonna call 911 and say you're harassing me. Oh, okay. I don't want my 25. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Bye.
She's gonna put a restraining order on you. No, I agree. Okay, we both know.
I know it.
You're gonna block.
You will never do it. 25%. Forget. It will be quite generous of you if you pay me $25 also of that.
Okay, they're making me sound like a beep to you guys, but I'm actually not. So, anyways, my question was.
Okay, gym conversation.
Yes. Okay. So one of the things that that comes across to people that we put all this content out there, and I'm not saying to anybody that we're leaders, we're influencers, we're motivational speakers, we're not saying anything like that. But there's content that and the content was actually you. You guys made fun of me about the joke and stuff like that, but the content was actually about you. She says to me, she's like, I really respect his struggle. She's like, the way I've seen it, like go from like him talking about how he was a server. She's been following you. And she says the way he was a server and then how he moved himself into, a position of, that you're at and how much, growth that takes. And she goes, like we really look up to that. And that was a really interesting concept. She said to me, I'm like, that means that if somebody looks up to you, that means that they put you in a leadership perspective. They put you in a leadership role, in a mentorship position. So do you guys feel like we come from that position where because personally me, when I put content out there, I'm not a leader, nor am I a mentor, nor am I trying to tell anybody how to live their life. I'm just putting up my opinions out there. But do you feel like your content is...
I feel like I also want it to be the same way. I don't want it to be a leader, influencer in any ways, because there are people who have reached out to me saying that, can you do a seminar or a podcast or something, like telling other people how to do so. It feels like it's going to be taking my real personality out of me if I'm thinking on that way, leader, because then I have to be watchful what I say, because people can... I tell everybody is, I'm not a perfect person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not an ideal husband. I may not be an ideal father here. Mm-hmm. I'm a human being. I do mistakes. I do sometimes blunders in my life. I've done it. Sometimes things worked for me. So what I feel like saying to is summing up is I don't want you to be a leader or influencer to anybody here. If you guys look up to me like that, great respect to you guys. Thank you for doing that for me. But yes, I by no means, I'm just like anybody here. I'm not a perfect person, because being a realtor is a big responsibility. Being an influencer is a big responsibility, and I'm not that kind of a person. So yeah, that's what I feel like is being a leader is a responsibility on you. You cannot be just a leader and influencer and try to influence anybody, because you have to then set up examples. And I tell, like, for instance, I will tell you a real story. I posted one picture of me holding a glass of scotch in my hand, and I got messages from a couple of women who said, oh, my younger brother look up to you, my kid look up to you, and you should have not done that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So then all the YouTube videos and
but
the stuff they watch?
to counter that, I said it like, first of all, I didn't say anybody to look up to me.
Yeah,
it's your choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't put that responsibility on me saying that I'm setting up wrong examples here. It's up to the kids. They don't want to watch me or they don't want to follow me. By all means, unfollow me, because I'm going to be what I am.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just change myself because somebody's looking up to me and I wanted to set up examples for that.
But if I'm looking up to somebody and they're doing, let's say, drugs, like hardcore drugs, doesn't mean I need to do it, right?
Unfortunately, the same part is in our community is in an Indian community I'm talking about is, in public, we don't show certain things, we do it. But in privately, we do actually 10 times more than that. What times other communities do it in public. We would say this is wrong. Like a woman dancing is wrong in a public, in a nightclub. But a man dancing in a nightclub is okay with any other woman.
Absolutely.
Right? If my wife is dancing with a strange guy there in a club, is wrong.
Yeah. But you can.
But if you do it,
if I do it, it's okay.
Fine.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's fine. What it is, he's going to apologize to his wife and then move on. Right?
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
how the culture is for us. And that's how we judge the people.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's what, and you cannot change it.
Yeah, and you can't.
You're part of that society. You're a part of that.
100%.
You cannot change it.
Yeah.
And I feel like people like forcefully put social responsibility on anybody that's on social media just for the sake of just like pawning on fault or pawning on some sort of drinking. Okay, so what? She probably doesn't drink. Her husband probably doesn't drink. Her other family members don't drink. But all of a sudden, her brother looks up to you, and you put this picture up, and all of a sudden, her brother's going to start drinking. All of a sudden, like what kind of social responsibility is that?
And I feel like there's nothing wrong in drinking it if you know where the line
your limits are.
Where your limit is. You're stopping it.
Exactly. Totally.
Yeah.
Another question popped into my head.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, since you were actually one of the first few realtors that took social media under their belt, you agree?
Wait, can I say something before I became a realtor? I think Jazz had, if not the best, one of the best social medias. Like, this is me before being in his team, but also like the only one that was doing things that were different. Like, I don't know, like just from what I noticed, I feel like you were the first one to do a podcast.
Yes.
Right? You were the first one to do you were first.
I would rather say, let me
Yeah,
say here is probably going to be, I'm not, and don't count me on that, is probably in Surrey.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
That's what we meant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not in Vancouver because that side, but this side could be, I was the first one, but that goes credit to Amneet and Claudia, because they put thought into my head that we should do a podcast. And at that time I said, who's going to listen to the podcast? What
but
it
also
is.
videos. Everybody did pictures, but nobody did videos.
Yeah.
Right, and not even videos first tour videos, sure, but also like educational videos, right? Remember all the videos that
because I've also seen other people doing it. Not here in States, they were doing it. I said, if they're doing it, I should do it here too.
One of the things that he told me and Inder to do that nobody I've seen even till this day do, I think we should start it up again, sold stories. So when we sold a property, we would go there and we would talk about the story of how hard it was to close this deal, what we had to do to close this deal. That took a bit of time for us to do too. I remember at that time we didn't have a Maddie. We had a gimbal and Inder's iPhone, and it was just the two of us, and then Claudia editing videos, and we would make those soul stories, and then we just got super busy, and then nobody went and did the soul stories after that. But that's something that we probably should start up now.
We can start doing it,
right? Like that's something that. But the question that I had for you is, did you feel like that there's replicas of your stuff being done over? No, but like to the T, even like, for example, like podcast, copied and pasted, right? A lot of times from other realtors, nobody thought about it before. Listing, and everybody does that anyways. Giving back charity,
I would say that
all that stuff
yes,
that you started doing.
I
I mean, let's be real. We're being real here. It's not like we don't talk
Okay.
about this off camera. Like we do.
No, we do talk
right?
about it.
I'm not asking you to name names.
I would say that, okay, put it this way is, maybe they learned it from me, okay, podcast, a realtor can also do a podcast. And they started doing it. And there's nothing wrong in it. As I said, the informative videos.
Yeah.
I saw a realtor in States was doing it. And I thought, okay, I should start doing it too. I feel like it's not a replica. I feel like you're inspired by somebody. It's a replica or it's going to be copying it if I'm saying word to word what the other person is saying it. You're going to learn from the style. And I've learned even the social media. I'll take a name of the realtor. He was in my brokerage, Randy Mann. A lot of people know him. He was quite active in 2016 when I became a realtor on social media.
Yeah.
And I feel like if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to copy his style, what he's doing it. I wanted to create my own style, my own content,
Yeah, but-
the own way.
Exactly.
But I was looking up and seeing he was in my brokerage and said that, yeah, well, this guy's
But
doing
what
good.
I'm trying to ask you, okay, like Randy's marketing and Manny and like
That
all of
time
their
Kyle was
marketing.
not, even Manny was not with him. He was solo agent, but he was constant on social media.
But
He
their
was like,
marketing
boom, boom,
is,
boom.
but their marketing is very strong. It's good marketing. It's marketing that you actually felt inspired. And even sometimes when I watch it, I'm like, yeah, this is a really good video, and we get inspired off of it, and we do something. But I'm talking about that there's some realtors that do replicate you to the T. Do you notice this?
I do sometimes. I've seen one realtor just copy pasting my hashtags too.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Even they,
That's
and that
exactly
realtor
what I'm trying
forget
to
to
say. Like, hashtags don't get spared.
That realtor forget to delete hashtag JO group.
Yeah, so it's like, you know.
So which is good in a way.
Right,
It's
but-
a good in a way. People looking up to you and you are doing something good. That's why people are looking at
So
you.
you don't anywhere feel like, okay, like a little bit irritated or anything
No.
like that. So you feel like you can
I feel good about it.
Okay, good.
If
okay.
I feel like, for example, podcasts, okay, if we are one of the first who have started in Surrey, or the first realtors who have started a podcast and other realtors have started doing it, or informative videos, I feel like, oh, must be doing something good here, and they have started, they got influenced by me and doing it. And this is the whole purpose of this segment also, trying to influence more people that if you're shy of a camera, don't be. I'm a prime example here. Till date, I tell you guys, I don't like camera. I'd hate camera. I don't like. If I was given an opportunity to tomorrow, do you want to do any more videos? I will say no. Period. No. Not gonna do it. Just take it away from me.
Yeah.
I can't do it. But this is a need of the businesses. I have to be doing it. Otherwise, I will be left behind. And
It's our online business card.
it's an online, and it's the cheapest you can say is the marketing.
It is.
Look, amount of
definitely.
exposure we get it. It's what we put $20 or $30 towards the Facebook ads, and we could target hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
Whereas compared to, I'm doing bus shelters, I did bus shelters, I'm doing buses. Compared to that amount of money we're putting it on the buses, this is nothing. Chum shake.
Do you feel like that the people that you guys have reached, you and you as well, do you feel like it's helped you build better connections with your audience, or do you feel like it's also, along with the connections, it's also allowed you to monetize on a lead and a client and so on and so forth?
No, it definitely have increased my business
Yeah.
substantially.
Yeah.
It has given my name to the market also, it has given it.
Strong
and
brand
what I
presence,
was,
yeah.
why I was giving informative videos and not telling somebody in end of the video to do business with me is marketing has changed now.
Yeah.
Marketing concept has changed. You don't need to say that, hey, this is Jazz Oberoi, give me a call. Everybody was doing that. I wanted to do it somewhere I give some value to them, and if that person feels like, okay, I'm the right person to tell it, he will come to me. You have to give them the value. The concept has changed of the marketing. You have to first provide the value, service to them, and then they will come to you. You have to give something to do. Those days are gone when you just put your name on the card and say, this is my card, give me a call, or you say, I'm the best realtor in the town. Everybody's number one. That's why I stopped posting number one from last 2 years. If you notice, I posted on social media too that I'm never going to post it my number one annually, like number one agent in my office is going to be, because I feel like it's irrelevant
Everyone's
to
number one.
Yeah,
everyone
everyone's
is number one. Who's the number two? Did you find a number 2 person here yet?
Not really.
No. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody's number one here. Some or the other way, they find out the stats. They will figure out, okay, how I can be number one. And
Totally.
people don't care you are number one or number 10th. Are you the right person for them? That's what the matter is. The concept has changed. It's 10 years ago, that was the thing, was your stats, how much you have done it. Yes, still till date, people look up to it, that how much sales you have done it. But that's not the only thing going to be. Just because you have done X amount of sales, that's your selling pitches. I'm being in this business for 20 years. So that's why you give me the business. No. I'm a prime example. This is my 6th year in real estate. I don't have an experience of the amount of experience other realtors who just, brag about the experience they have it. I said just because of X amount of years in the business doesn't mean it's guaranteed that you want to get the business. You have to keep changing yourself.
Yeah, or that you know everything.
Yeah, you know everything. They do it. They do it. Oh, I'm being in this business for 15 years. Our so-called colleagues also, professional colleagues, tell us sometimes over the phone, just so you know, I'm in this business for 15 years. So
what?
So what? It's been 15 years. Doesn't mean you cannot be wrong.
Yeah. Like you learned what you did in 15 years and I learned it in 5.
Yeah, in 50, it's not about, it's about how you're learning, how soon you learn it.
Yeah.
Some realtors have done it in first year very good.
But can I say something first about the question that you had about Jazz, about people let's say copying your content, right? I think one thing that we always struggle with is, well, first I want to say the original is the original. If you copy somebody, Yeah. That's that. But also sometimes not sometimes, I feel like it takes a lot of brainstorming to decide what the next topic is going to be, right? Sometimes our clients call us with a question. We're like, oh, that's a great video that we can shoot, right? But sometimes it takes so long for us to come up with an idea to make a video,
brainstorming,
right?
yes, it's difficult.
Exactly. And then if somebody copies that because you've spent all this time to do it, right? Sometimes it's kind of annoying, right? Because it's we spent so much time and effort towards it. Yeah. But then I guess I kind of maybe contradicted myself and I said, the original is the original, right? Whatever it is, you put it out
people
first.
can tell they're copying somebody. Like, for example, I'm again taking name of Randy is. By the way, Randy, I'm promoting you, so you make sure you promote in your next video. Yeah. If I copy Randy, because he was always funny in his videos, okay? If I started copying him, people will get to know he's copying Randy Man. Yeah. I didn't want to do that. I learned from him, okay, his presence on social media is very strong. Yeah. How I can have my own, in my own way. Because that's not how the person I am, how Randy is. When people will meet him in person, I wanted, if they're looking to me on social media, I wanted when they meet me in person, they connect with me with the same way they were connecting with the video, because that's how they're reaching to me. A lot of people make mistakes. They start trying to pretend someone else. And what happens in that process is when the real person will meet you, the connection will be gone. Yeah. Because you are not the same person as you're presenting yourself on the videos is. Yeah. So that also has to be very important, that everybody learns it from that way. Okay, they are. And again, it's not only in real estate, and in all the business, everybody's influencer, everybody's the number one. Everybody tells real estate. I have seen people being in real estate for only 1 year, which is nothing wrong. Again, I said it, time doesn't matter with experience, amount of experience. It's amount of work you have done it. Yeah. But you haven't done any work. Yeah. Amount of work you have done it, and you're taking seminars to tell other people how to do real estate. Yeah. Like how many deals you have done it in last exactly. 1 year, 12 deals. With the amount of 12 deals or 20 deals, you become an expert and you start telling people how many you should do it. No, there should be a track record along with it.
Totally. And I think just to add to Maria's, when she's saying that, it takes a lot of brainstorming for us to come up with things. For me specifically, I usually try to feel out what I want to hear on social media. I want somebody to keep it real with me. I want somebody to be able to, if I watch this girl on TikTok or social media and I'm scrolling through with it, okay, yeah, she's talking about technical knowledge, but do I vibe with her personally too? Real estate is a very personal game. And I put it out there a few days ago, and then all these people are like, oh, well, lawyers and doctors. I'm not talking about lawyers and doctors. I'm not comparing myself to a lawyer or a doctor. I'm just saying that you need to
But why are you not comparing? Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Why are you not comparing?
I'm not, because it's not that I'm not comparing. It's just the comments that we're getting, oh, they gone to school for so many years, and then I would have responded like that, but then eventually it would have been politically
I don't
incorrect,
agree to
right?
that. I want to say I don't agree to a person who has gone to school or taken the degrees only are the smartest people around.
No, they're
if
not.
That was
100%.
the case. Who are the billionaires here? None of them have gone to universities.
Exactly. Right? Education does not prove that you are going to be wealthy. Absolutely.
That's the mindset we have.
But people have this mindset because, this is how just great interested in school, right? You go to school, get an education, and then you get a job. And apparently the job is supposed to make you enough money to buy a property, which it doesn't, or make you wealthy. It doesn't. That job doesn't even pay for half of your expenses half the time, right? But what I was trying to get at was what Maria was saying was that content takes a lot of time. Like I sit there and actually think, like, what do I want to see? If I'm targeting somebody who's, you know, in my age bracket, somebody who is in my lifestyle, somebody who's doing my things, what do I want to see? How would I get myself hired for a similar demographic? And that's something that takes a lot of time to see. And when you see someone else, and it's like, dude, you're not even my gender. You're not even my demographic. You're doing that, and you're copying my video. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, right? Like,
but you should feel good about it. That person is copying it means the credit goes to you. Not mind you, they're not going to copy everybody and anybody. If somebody copies my content, that's what I'm saying it in the big earlier also. I said it. It's a compliment to me, to my work, that I must be doing something good.
Yeah.
That's why he's copying me.
Yeah.
So which is feel good about.
I guess like if you're putting it that way, but then it's like, you know, you have to like, I mean,
if
I was going to copy someone, at least I would be somewhat sharing some similarities with them, right? But this person's like a complete, like, you know, different person. It's like, like, this is quite interesting. Like you just like kind of took my video and just put your face on it. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's just kind of interesting.
But you know, people notice, like Jazz said, because I had a friend who messaged me and she sent me like, an event that somebody else is doing, and she was saying like, oh, isn't it weird that you guys did this and then now look, these realtors are doing the same thing?
Exactly.
Right? She sent that to me 2 days ago.
Yeah,
right?
because people will notice.
Yeah.
Especially after our gala.
Yeah.
Right.
So then, so she says that, and I say like,
oh, the gala, there was a lot of stories going around after the town that so maybe half of the money has gone to Jazz pocket too. I heard that too.
Oh, really?
We would have loved to take it.
Yeah, I said,
we'll do another podcast on
that.
We'll
should do that.
People can be so mean. They said, you know why he's doing all the occasions? Because of the gala. Half of the money must have gone in his
Oh
pocket.
my God.
Do they know the checks were made to Diabetes Canada directly?
I said, okay, yes, that's the case.
That's the only
just
reason
make them happy. Yes, that's the case.
But yeah, that's exactly what we do.
That's the case.
And it's not that expensive to go to Arizona and Disneyland and Toronto and Montreal and all those places that you went to.
Oh, is that what they did? You paid that way?
Actually, you went to like Bora Bora or something.
Someone told me that he took a name of the guy. He said that the person was saying a realtor told me, another realtor was telling him, you know why Jazz is going around this way, places this? Because of the gala. I said, come on guys. This much they are insecure about themselves.
My
they
God.
cannot do what anybody else is doing rather than appreciating it or trying to
You're
be saying,
kidding.
okay, how
we're always
I
gonna
didn't know about this.
Yeah, but we're always gonna have people that hate on us.
Yeah, and
It's
I
a
like
very
that.
normal
I
thing.
like it because they say when people start talking about against you means you're doing something good.
But did that person ask for proof? Like, where's your proof that he did this?
It's
no one's gonna ask that.
Yeah, nobody will ask us. So just
somebody
right?
tells
people
me that,
like to
I'm
bitch
like, okay.
about other people. That's why I say if you're growing, people will start talking again.
That's true.
Totally.
Yeah. Who
But
talks
that's-
about nobody?
Yeah, but that's BS.
That's total bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's full bullshit.
After this podcast, tell me who the person is because I want to know.
So, do you guys feel like we're moving towards humanizing ourselves and adding more of a personal factor in our social media?
I'm going to start.
I do want to emphasize on this.
I'm going to start doing it, and
Yeah.
I'm taking it and telling myself every day, don't overthink.
Yeah.
Because I'm still overthinking it when I'm putting my content out. I overthink sometimes, and honestly, when I have not thought about it, my video has given me better feedback, more comments been coming to it, more messages being coming to me than the videos which I'm putting too much thought into it, because they could also tell it's scripted and he's not talking his heart out. He's just saying it for the sake of being in the camera, being politically correct or diplomatically correct, whatever you say it.
Yeah.
And it's just, I have to, do my brain accordingly. Like I can be candid, I can be raw, I can be, people will not judge me. Or that's how I want it. It's challenge with
honestly,
me is like I'm not from the same generation, so you call me boomer or whatever.
Yeah, we do call you.
You're not a boomer though.
Like honestly, to the viewers, like he's so funny. Like off camera, like sometimes he comes up with like the funniest comebacks, and me and Maria will be like, "How did he come up with that?"
We're just like, how is he a real person?
How is he a real? Sometimes like the stuff that he says, I'll just be, and I get irritated. I'm irritated from him. If I'm with him 10 hours a day, I'm irritated probably like 8 hours a day and 2 hours.
And
I'm
I
probably
love
like,
to
and we're okay.
irritate.
He does not eat lunch without pissing me off. He does not have his coffee without pissing. He has to throw a jab, and all Maria does is, "Okay, guys, calm down. Okay, guys, calm down." Like that's literally how it looks like. But those conversations that him and I have, or all three of us have, we call ourselves Jam, by the way, so it stands for our first
Names.
initial for our first letters.
Jazz, Amneet,
Maria?
So it's like our conversations on WhatsApp, Instagrams, we have all these groups and stuff, but it's just this stuff that he comes up with is so funny. And some of the stuff that he says, like even when we're struggling personally, it's like so insightful. And then you think about it and then you're like, okay, like sometimes like if I don't feel like getting out of bed or something and I'm like having a bad day, I'm like, okay, what would Jazz do? Okay, probably get the fuck up. And he'll be like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Who gives a shit? Like you just, you get his voice is stuck in your head. And it's like, I just would love that for the viewers to see that because
you know,
can
I say something?
After I was done, but sure.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish now.
I was gonna say, like, just going to that point that you were just making, right? Do you remember that college we sold in January last year? Sorry. So the seller of that college, right? He calls me one day and he's like, you know, every time I talk to Jazz, or he's like I watch him on social media. He's like, I really thought he was going to be a very serious, strict guy, but he like, I don't know how I think maybe he saw one of your videos where you were just being candid, or he like maybe met you, and he was like, he's such a different person, right?
Yeah.
He's so nice, he's so funny. And
So
I'm
I
like,
don't come across like that in
No.
on
you come
social
across
media?
as very like strict, I guess.
You
right?
come across like you're gonna like you're a dictator.
No, I feel like what I'm putting on social media, majority of my stuff is informative about money, about real estate, and I feel like you cannot make a joke of spending money. How are you gonna?
No,
be
but you
investing
can like
your
you know,
money?
but you're trying to put more personal stuff out there, right? Like
Yeah.
you know, like share things about like I would love it that the motivational speeches that you give us, like even the way you teach us how to think, like you're so focused on profit versus cost. Like that's a very unseen thinking in the world. Everybody always thinks about, oh, my cost, my loss, right? But it's like you instill it in us. It's like, no, okay, if you're losing this much money, okay, sure, that's gone, but you're going to gain this much money. And that's like a thought process that a lot of people don't have. And I personally
because I was also in the same boat until I learned it this way, that okay,
Yeah.
I learned it hard way, that I have to put it in, right?
Yeah.
The effort in there.
or just like how you make things simplified. Like, you know, like I complicate things. I'm the most complicated person on the team,
You don't have to
probably,
say
right?
that.
Yeah.
And I'm like the most
Everybody knows.
overthinker,
Everybody
and I
knows.
want things
Yeah.
to be perfect and like just like, you know, I just go crazy. And usually these two are just like, yo, Amneet, shut up. Like it's not that complicated. Just
What
you
if?
know,
What if?
What ifs
Oh.
to my what
What
ifs
if?
just don't
If-
stop,
yeah.
right?
What if
And
Jazz-
like his entire thing is, Amneet, if it happens, we'll deal with it. I'm like, but what? He's like, just shut up. If it happens, it happens. It's either A or it's B. Pick a very simplified option. And I think like it's not about it's not about like you showing that you have 2 kids and you have a wife and just what you do on the holidays, blah, blah. That's fine. But this personal stuff that you keep within yourself to make who Jazz Oberoi is, I feel like that needs to be shared too. And same
I'll
with
try
you,
to do it.
right?
Yeah, I'll
like,
try to do it. Claudia was saying me the same thing, because I was sharing a story with her also about me back in India, how I was with the working culture.
Yeah.
And she said, Jess, you should tell this, the transition
Yeah,
you
you
had.
told me
in.
this. You
Yes,
told
I
me the
told you
story. You
too,
told me
right?
the
So
story.
we will
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it sometime.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do it. I
Yeah.
feel like, okay. And I listen to you girls.
yeah.
Yeah, because I see it. You girls have a better perspective of
Yeah.
how to.
And like even with Maria, like Maria's a very like I find her like the days I'm like not feeling all right, but like she's a very positive person. I mean, you've gone through quite a lot, like,
Yes.
you know, and you're dealing with quite a lot too. And it's like, you know, getting up every day and like, no, Amneet, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And just like, you know, pulling through for me, like certain times where it's like, okay, like, no, like do this. And, you know, we'll do this and we'll, you know, keep it together and positive and just like being that energy.
She's a very organized
right?
person, I
Yeah.
can say.
Like the spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets. No,
And,
overall,
like, I
she's
think
organized.
people need to see
Yeah.
that,
I tell
like
them,
more.
she's
right?
organized. She's
Yeah.
organized.
I need to be, otherwise I'm like all over the place,
Yeah.
right?
She's an organized
She comes here and she
person.
first makes a list.
I do.
Okay,
I make a
so
list
we're
of
gonna
things to
do.
do.
And I'm like, I already know what the fuck
Yeah.
we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Shut up. Like, I already
Yeah.
got it.
No,
But-
but honestly, like,
No, but we're gonna
Yeah.
change it and yeah.
yeah. And just, I don't know, this year we're going to,
Be more real.
yeah, we're going to be more
Yeah.
real. All of us showing
Yeah,
our
you just have to
personalities.
remind me again and again.
Yeah.
Be more real?
Be more.
I'm gonna be like-
I try to be real, but I try to constrain myself for certain things which I should not say it in in front of a camera. And
That's normal.
so that's why I try to be
Yeah.
very much watchful what I'm going to be saying it.
Yeah.
But I feel like in that process, what happens is as you said, there's so much things I can share with other people, my
So much
stories.
stuff, yeah.
Like I have shared with you guys how I have improved in myself. Somebody listening to it can improve themselves. Like if I can come here, do from server to being where I am,
Yeah.
I still feel like it's just the beginning. And I always tell them myself is I'm not here just to be here. I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Every year I tell myself this is what I'm gonna do. So I feel like somebody else like me feeling like the same thing. I just
Yeah.
might be from my video he can get that motivation or a push.
Totally.
You know, you just need one push,
Yeah.
one spark, maybe clicking it, and that works.
Yeah, and I feel like with your stuff, like you need to put your, like you have a successful mindset. Like you don't come from a scarcity mindset. A lot of people have scarcity mindsets, and coming from like a country that doesn't really is living in poverty, third world country, coming here, making it big, being a server, all that stuff. Like naturally, you should have a scarcity mindset, like biologically.
No, because I was having nothing to lose, so that was a mindset. I learned it from it. Blessing in disguise was when I came to this country, I have nothing to lose. I was only having $250.
Yeah.
I didn't even sell till date any property back in India.
But what I'm trying to say is just like, okay, like a lot of immigrants come here from different countries and they're scared to even lose that 250. What I'm trying to say is that you have a mindset, like you have a successful mindset. It's more like, okay, 250 is lost. Okay, like I don't know. I'm gonna say this in Punjabi, okay? But like, you know, I don't know how to say jigra in English.
Courage.
Strength, courage. Oh my God, what the hell happened to me? But like, you know, like you have the courage to lose it all, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Like, how many times have I come to you, and my biggest thing is like, oh, I don't have the courage to do that. Or
I'll tell you where this courage comes, especially my background, how I was being raised by my mom, and also how you hang out with the people with this. And I'm blessed that I have a very good friends in my life. I hang out with them. They say that hang out with 5 successful people, you will be the 6th one. I only hang out with 2-3 successful people, and I feel like I will be the 4th one. And I learn from them, how they are doing it, how they have done it. Because I have done mistakes. I recently, like a couple of years ago, I was doing mistakes. I was getting scared of certain things, overthinking about it. What if I lose everything? What, like in terms of real estate example, I will say, we are selling properties to the buyers, telling them, buy it. We put our surety to it. It's a great property. But we are not buying ourselves because we didn't have a courage.
Yeah.
Now, I don't do that. If I have the finances in place, if I have the capacity to buy it, I'll buy myself.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell anybody else to buy it.
Totally.
But only if I cannot buy it, I tell other people to take it.
Yeah.
I can't buy it. Don't miss on this opportunity.
Yeah.
The mindset changes during how I feel like success also is attached to it in terms of you get the courage once you start being successful too. Your things are going on a positive note.
Yeah.
Tomorrow maybe one big thing comes down all of a sudden. You will take me, I will right away take a back seat.
But these are the things that these are the things that I'm saying that need to be shared. This is content related stuff that need to be shared. These are the things that are going to make you real. Like these are the things that, you know, are positive, and these are the things that need to be put out, right? So in terms of like content relating, like I'm gonna wrap it up now unless anybody else has to say, right? But I definitely do think that viewers should watch out for, you know, Maria's real videos and Jazz Oberoi's real. My videos are already real, but like these guys' videos are gonna come out and they're gonna be really real. And I really do hope that you guys appreciate them and you guys learn something from them, right? And it's not that we're trying to be influencers or trying to be motivational speakers and all this like other stuff. We're not trying to do any of that. We're subject matter experts in a specific niche, which are real estate agents. That's all we really are. And we're going to put, you know, tangible content out there, right? That we hope that you guys follow and respect and, you know, appreciate. But at the same time, we would love to humanize that social media platform as well. And, you know, present it to you on a platter where it's like you can, you know, take what you like. And if you don't like something, then you know what? It is what it is, right? But until the next podcast, we'll see you guys. And signing off, Amneet and
Oberoi.
and Maria. All right, guys. Bye.
Yeah, that was way too long, you guys.
Yeah.
We blabbered on so much.